In real collapses, people don't starve because they have no food. They starve because the food they stored stops working. Here's why edible doesn't mean survivable. Almost everything you've heard about food storage centers on one thing: shelf life. How many years can it sit in a bucket? But that's the wrong metric. It's a dangerous oversimplification. When things truly fall apart, your food supply isn't threatened by an expiration date. It's threatened by a lack of fuel, a shortage of clean water, the way your own body shuts down under stress. Your food fails because your systems fail. So today, we're going to break down the critical failures of stored food and show you how to build a pantry that actually functions when you need it most. So here's the core rule to remember. Write this down. Survivable food has to be 5 things all at once under extreme stress. It has to be edible, obviously. It has to be cookable with what little you have, digestible when your body is in panic mode, repeatable, meaning you can actually stomach eating it day after day, and sustainable within your real-world system. Let's talk about the first failure point: food that needs too much fuel. The classic prepper pantry is full of giant bags of dry beans, rice, and pasta. They're cheap, calorie-dense, and last forever. Perfect, right? Wrong. These foods are fuel hogs. A pot of dry beans can take hours of constant boiling. Rice and pasta need a sustained rolling boil. That's a huge amount of propane, wood, or whatever fuel you've managed to scrounge. In a crisis, fuel is currency, and you're burning through it just to make your food edible. Eventually, the fuel runs out, and when it does, that 100-pound bag of beans isn't food anymore. It's a 100-pound liability. It's dead weight you can't eat. The fix isn't to get rid of these staples, but to build a layered system around them. Mix those long-cooked foods with quick-cook grains like couscous or instant oats. Add no-cook calories, protein bars, nuts, dried fruit, canned fish. Think about pre-soaking beans if you can spare the water, or invest in a stovetop pressure cooker to slash cooking times. The bottom line is this: if food can't be cooked cheaply, it won't be cooked at all. The second failure is water. Everyone assumes they'll have clean water for cooking, but in a real crisis, water becomes the single most critical and limited resource. Every drop you use to boil pasta or wash vegetables is a drop you can't drink. And if your only water source is questionable, say a nearby creek, using it to rehydrate food introduces a massive risk of sickness. Getting sick from contaminated food prep water when there are no doctors can be a death sentence. So your food plan is now directly competing with your hydration plan. That's a battle you can't win. The fix is to prioritize foods that are water thrifty. Canned goods are fantastic because they come packed in their own sterile liquid, which you can often use. Store foods that require minimal washing or can be eaten directly. Think about powdered mixes that reconstitute with cold water. Your food storage must work with your water plan, not against it. Food that needs perfect, clean water is a luxury that competes with survival itself. If this is already changing how you think about your own food storage, subscribe. This channel focuses on what actually works when the systems you rely on disappear. We cut through the noise to focus on practical, real-world readiness. All right, failure number 3 is the one nobody talks about: taste fatigue and appetite collapse. This is the psychological failure of food storage. Here's the hard truth: extreme stress obliterates your appetite. The last thing you want to do in a crisis is eat. On top of that, forcing yourself to eat the same bland meal of rice and beans every single day creates a powerful food aversion. Your body will start to reject it. So what happens? You stop eating enough. Your energy levels plummet. Your brain gets foggy. You start making bad, desperate decisions. This is how people with full pantries wither away. The fix is surprisingly simple. Store flavor, not just calories. Salt is non-negotiable. It's critical for body function and makes anything taste better. Store cooking oil or other fats. Fat carries flavor and adds much-needed calories. Pack simple seasonings, pepper, garlic powder, bouillon cubes. These small items take up almost no space but can transform a depressing meal into something you can actually tolerate. Remember, if you won't eat it when you're stressed, it doesn't count as food. Failure number 4 happens inside your own body: digestion under stress.
When your fight or flight response is constantly triggered, your body diverts blood away from your stomach and intestines. Digestion slows to a crawl. This is when your healthy survival food can turn on you. Trying to force down a dense, heavy meal of beans and whole grains can lead to nausea, bloating, and cramping. A sudden overload of fiber, if you're not used to it, can cause serious gastrointestinal distress. The last thing you need in a collapse is to be incapacitated by your own food. The fix is balance and familiarity. You need easy-to-digest carbohydrates for quick energy. Think white rice over brown or simple crackers. Include moderate fats and proteins that your body is already used to. Don't suddenly introduce a radical new diet. Stick to familiar textures and foods that are comforting. Your gut is a core part of your survival system. Don't neglect it. The fifth failure is a lack of planning, storing food without a daily eating routine. The mistake is thinking of your food storage as just one big pile to draw from. Without a plan, human nature takes over. In the beginning, driven by anxiety, you'll overeat. You'll burn through your best supplies too quickly. Then, as you see the pile shrink, panic sets in, and you'll switch to extreme rationing, undereating to the point of weakness. This yo-yo of consumption causes wild blood sugar swings, leading to crashes in energy and mood. The solution is to create a daily food rhythm before you need it. Plan out your meals, define fixed portion sizes, stick to fixed meal times. This discipline provides a sense of normalcy and control in a chaotic environment. A solid routine will make your food last far longer and keep you more stable than panicked, arbitrary rationing ever could. Failure number 6 is about how you physically store and access your food. You can have the perfect food, but if you store it poorly, it will spoil long before its expiration date. The enemies are always the same: heat, light, moisture, and oxygen. But the biggest mistake people make is repeatedly opening their long-term containers. Every time you break the seal on that 10-gallon bucket of rice, you introduce air, moisture, and contaminants, resetting its shelf life clock. The fix is to store in layers. Think of it as 3 separate pantries. First, your daily use food, what's in your kitchen for the next week. Second, a weekly or monthly reserve, maybe in a closet, that you use to restock the kitchen. And third, your deep, long-term storage that you do not touch. It stays sealed in a cool, dark, dry place. This way, you're only ever opening the smaller, shorter-term containers. The more often you open a container, the faster its contents will fail. So how do we put this all together? Here is the checklist for building a truly survivable food supply. First, your food itself. It must have a low fuel requirement, it needs a low water requirement, it must be easy to digest, it needs a repeatable taste you won't get sick of, and its preparation must be simple. Second, your storage priorities. Forget just shelf life. Your priorities are usability first. Can you actually make it and eat it? Simplicity. Is it easy to prepare when you're exhausted? Rotation. Do you have a system to use it and replace it? And redundancy. Do you have multiple types of food and multiple ways to cook it? When you build your plan around these principles, you'll find that long-term usability always beats long-term shelf life. This brings us to the biggest lie in all of food storage. People think survival food is about duration, about stacking up enough calories to last for years. It's not. It's about function under pressure. It's about how well your food system works when everything else is broken. Edible food doesn't guarantee your survival. Usable food does. A pantry full of food that you can't cook, can't stomach, or can't digest is just a museum of good intentions. But if your food storage works when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you're low on fuel, and when you're short on clean water, then you will last longer than people with bigger pantries and much, much worse plans.